I don't know. Go
You're
ahead.
good. You're good. Hi, everyone. My name is Mariana, and you are watching a Mexico Relocation Guide live stream. Today, I have Diana, who lives in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. Hi, Diana.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm really doing good. Thank you.
Diana and I were just catching up right now on some of her Thanksgiving plans and how much she likes living in Mazatlan and some other things that she will share with you guys today. Um, she's a really funny gal, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. If you're just now tuning in, again, you're watching Mexico Relocation Guide. In today's live stream, you're going to learn what it's like to live in Mazatlan.
Yeah.
Diana's going to share her experience on why she moved to Mazatlan, why they decided to retire there, moving with animals, what things she brought with her, her cost of living, maybe some advice for future expats who are considering living in Mazatlan, and just answers to your questions. So we will open it up to Q&A at the end where you can ask whatever questions you would like Diana to answer for you. Now, Diana, you're retired, right?
Yes. Yes. I love it. I recommend it highly.
I
It's
can't. I would not be able to agree with you more. I think it's probably a
yeah.
fabulous life. I am not retired yet, so
No.
maybe one day I'll be able to join you.
Yeah.
Uh, you're gonna get to
Mm.
learn a lot about Diana's experience today living in Mazatlan. But if you're just now joining us, I want to hear from you first. Let us know where you are watching from. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're watching from. If you've never used the live chat on the live stream before, there's a little icon that says live chat. You click on that if you're on your phone, and it'll pop up the live chat screen. You can type in your comments, your questions, but go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you're watching from today. I also want to let you guys know that we will be running a Black Friday special on our complete Mexico relocation online guide. The code that you see at the bottom, that's rotating around the screen, that is our Black Friday special. It ends on Monday.
Okay.
So it gives you $100 off our complete Mexico relocation guide. It's normally $395, but you get it for $295 with that code. It ends on Monday though, so if you want to take advantage of it, do it before
Yeah.
it ends. We have Bob, who's watching us from Las Vegas. Hi, Bob. Welcome. Gloria, watching us from Tijuana.
Wow. Hi,
Yeah,
people.
not too far. Hola, from Ohio. Thanks, Shelly, for chiming in and for introducing yourself.
Okay.
Why don't we get started, Diana? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are from, and why you decided to move to Mexico?
Oh, I was born and raised sort of in. I was born in Florida, but raised in California and Illinois, and then Alaska. And I met my husband in Alaska, and he's a Minnesotan, so we moved to Minnesota so he could go to school. And we've been married since 1974, and we've lived in Minnesota since 74, 76, give or take. So it was time for him to retire, and but we were planning on where do we want to go, what do we want to do, because we knew we couldn't really live in Minnesota on Social Security. So um, we thought, where do you want to go? We thought Panama, we thought Ecuador, we thought Portugal, we thought Costa Rica, just where. And
Mm-hmm.
then we do have two kids, and they're older, and we have five grandkids. And I thought, I'd really like to be somewhere if we needed to get home for whatever reason. We could drive or we could catch a quick flight. And so Mexico sort of narrowed down, and we didn't know where, and just sort of threw a dart at a map and went, oh, that looks interesting. So, and then we were thinking about the Yucatan, and that was kind of almost too far. And then we just kept coming up the coast and coming up the coast, and we landed on Mazatlan. And Mazatlan has a international airport. It's only a 14-hour drive to the cities, to Phoenix, well, to the border at Nogales. And then from there, it's maybe a 2-day drive to Minnesota if we needed to get home. So it would only be a 4-day drive, if we needed to get back. So that was kind of, we chose Mazatlan because it has great fishing. It's on the coast. It's a okay temperature. It's a working city. It's not an expat built community. I mean, people have been here for over 500 years. So there's old parts and there's new parts, and then there is an expat community, but it's more Mexican. And it's a working class city. So that's kind of, and then every box was starting to tick that this was probably the best move for us because we could drive too. And so we went to immigration and we learned what we needed to do at St. Paul at the Mexican consulate there. And then I was constantly just looking. We were just looking. And then one day in early January in 2019, Brian came home and it was 2:30, and I kind of looked at him and I thought, you're not supposed to be home. What are you doing here? And he just said, well, I got downsized or right-sized or whatever. And it was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
And I said, so you're not going back to work? And he said, nope. And I said, okay. And then we just sat down and really said, we need to do something. And so we just said, okay, we'll move to Mazatlan. And it was like, okay. So it took we sold our house. Well, you got 45 years of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And we didn't live there for 45 years, but we've been married 45 years. So you got
carrying all your things with you.
Yeah, you got stuff. And we had 10 acres and a 3-bedroom house. And I had gotten rid of my horses 2 years before because I knew eventually we were going to have to move. And it was not something I wanted to do on top of all the other stuff. So the house got sold in the first part of October. And we were on our way to Mazatlan right after it closed. And then we wound up in Mazatlan on October 2019. Okay. We've never been to Mexico. Don't speak Spanish.
Never. Got to Mexico. Okay.
Well, okay. I was like 8 years old when we lived in California and crossed into Tijuana.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
But we had never been to Mexico. Don't speak Spanish. And we didn't have a place to go. We didn't know where we were going. I had met someone on YouTube, and we connected with her, and she helped us. She had a place for us to stay for the night, and we stayed there for about a week. And she had a friend that drove us around.
Wow!
I mean, it was a
great resource.
Yeah. It was a God thing because we didn't have a clue. And then he knew a friend who knew a friend, you know a friend that knows a friend. And then he drove us to we looked at different places and we couldn't afford some of them, or we didn't want to afford some of them. And then we got to this place that we're at and we went, oh, this is nice. Not knowing nothing. I mean, we didn't know anything about Mazatlan really.
Yeah,
either.
Proximity to like grocery stores
anything.
or
yeah, anything. And And we looked at it and we thought, wow, if we lived here, it would be like living in the States, and it would be a $2,000 to $3,000 a month place. Walking distance to the beach. There's a pool in our backyard. We live in a complex, so there's a pool for everybody. But where the house is, the pool is right there. You just walk out your back door, go across some green grass, and you're in the pool. And I thought, for $500 a month, I can live here.
Definitely, yeah.
A 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Yeah, I don't have a problem here, and they let us have the dogs. So I went, okay. And then the real estate agent wanted to make us sign a contract for a year, but we said no, because we don't know. We didn't know if we were going to like Mazatlan. We gave ourselves a year. We said, if we don't like Mexico, we're retired now. We gave ourselves a year. Just because a lot of people had said you kind of have to acclimate to it, and you have to get over the homesickness, and there's a bunch of stuff you emotionally go through. And we were just told, give yourself a year. See, give it a fair chance. And so we did, and we signed it for 6 months, and we were going to leave. It was either 6 months, because we didn't know. And they said, okay. So they gave it to us for 6 months, and we stayed a year, and then we just moved next door, because next door had a washer dryer. So,
oh, nice. Yeah. Very necessary.
Yeah,
especially when you don't know your way around.
Yeah. So, but we moved with a truck and 12 totes. We brought books, and we brought tools. That was okay. We brought some tools, but we didn't bring all of them. But we brought tools, and we had a plumbing issue, and the landlord came, and the plumber came, and the plumber said, well, do you have any tools to fix it? And we kind of looked at him and like, you're the plumber.
Sure. Yeah.
But there have been times where we pulled out our tote with tools and said, yeah, we got this. So
they came in handy.
Yeah.
They came in handy.
We didn't bring a whole lot of clothes. Brian has never worn pants since we moved here in 2 years. I just wear dresses now, because I don't handle the heat well, and Mazatlan's not a real temperate climate. It gets hot and humid, and I love my air conditioning. But right now it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like no humidity, and it's 82 degrees. It's just gorgeous.
The winter year, or the winter month.
Yeah. So otherwise,
did they raise your rent because you only did 6 months up front, or because you only did 6 months at a time, or did they just let you keep the same rate of a year?
They never raised it. So, and if they do, by law, they can only do 10% a year. So, but we would have moved if they had raised it. I know that sounds weird, but there's lots of places available. And for $500, our budget is $1,500 a month to live.
For both of you?
Yes.
Okay.
And we have a big dog and a little dog, and dog food's really expensive here. But vets are really cheap. So, but there are places where if it's further away from the beach, we could get a bigger house with more amenities for less money. But Brian likes to walk to the beach and go fishing and do his dog walking and, picture taking.
How far are you from the beach walking?
A 5-minute walk, maybe.
Okay, yeah, very close.
Yeah, you don't even have to cross a major road. You just go out the gate and walk down a certain side road, and you're right there at the beach. And then there's a great big huge iguana that meets people. He lives under the concrete, right at the beach. He's got his little house, and you step off the concrete, and he's right there, going, feed me.
Yeah. So and people probably do, and that's why it keeps coming back.
Yeah, he lives right there. I guess he likes grapes and fruits, and that kind of thing. So, and he's big. He's a big one. So, but he doesn't
Now,
bother anybody.
was your house fully furnished when you found it, or was it empty?
Yes, yes, it was very nicely furnished. They had a full bed, which is a matrimonial size, which no.
Smaller than a queen size bed.
Yes,
Yes.
and no, that's not going to work. So some people were moving from across the street, and she had a king size, and so for $50, I picked up the mattress and the wooden platforms that they just put the mattress on here.
Hmm.
So it was a king size bed with the platform for $50. So, and it was
Great.
like brand new. Yeah,
Wow, great.
yeah. So I love deals. I
Yeah, that's a
love
great
deals.
deal.
Yeah. So, and much more comfortable than that. That was, oh yeah. They're not the softest beds, and and the complex is more of an expat 6 months at a time, and then they rent them out 6 months to expats or the snowbirds.
Hmm.
So during the summertime, the buildings are generally open for anybody else who wants to Airbnb or something for
I
short
see.
periods of time.
What's the neighborhood you live in?
So we live in Cerritos, which is north of the city center, right
Okay.
on a main strip. So there's all kinds of buses that go by, and you can pick up a bus and go all the way from one end of the Mazatlan home base area city to the very end, and it costs you 60 cents,
Wow, yeah, very
like
affordable.
like 12 pesos. The price went up. It used to be
Yeah,
11, but it's 12 now.
very
So
affordable. Do you take the bus normally?
we used to before COVID. So,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have a truck. We moved with a truck, and we are temporary residents and plan on becoming permanent in 2 years. But we wanted to bring the truck because we didn't know where we were actually going to stop and live.
Yeah.
So we were planning on traveling around Mexico, and then COVID. And so we just stayed put, and we thought, well, we like it here. Well, might as well.
So now, do you have a year lease, or are you
Yes,
still doing six
yes.
months at a time?
No, no, we have a year lease. We like where we live. We're not planning on going anywhere.
Okay.
And a lot of people, because it's cheap, they just rent the places out for a full year, even though they're only here for 6 months. And they accumulate their home goods, and they bring stuff every time they come down. And if they want to, there's a lot of that. A lot
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people do that. So, and it's
Yeah,
their
because
house.
the cost of the extra 6 months, even though it's unoccupied, is not as much. It's still within their budget.
Right, right. They just consider it kind of like a price of a storage unit back in the States or back in Canada. It's nothing, and you don't have to pay any more. I mean, you're not paying for heat or air conditioning because you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I can give you a couple of those prices if you want.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
well,
Go ahead.
I can give you our budget. Our budget is 1,500 a month,
I'm
and
gonna
we
put it
do
in the comments for everybody.
okay. And we tithe. We're Christians, so we tithe 150 a month, and then our rent is 500 a month. And the electric and the propane, the electric is like $7.50 a month, and our propane, because we cook with gas, is $10 to $15 a month.
You said electric is 750 a month.
Yep, yep.
Oh, how is that so? Aren't you in one of the highest CFE scales as far as electricity?
I don't know. That's just what I asked Tubby, and he pays it.
Wow,
So
that's very low for
yeah,
coastal living.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
seven
yeah,
dollars and 50 USD a month.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
and
then
then propane was
10 to 15 a month.
Okay. How often do
And
you cook?
he cooks every day. Yeah,
Okay.
we don't hardly go out. It's not that we can't afford it, we just don't. We're homebodies.
Yeah,
We
you
just,
enjoy cooking.
yeah, and he really likes cooking, and he catches a lot of fish. He goes fishing at least twice a month. So he catches fish and he gives a lot of it away. And so it's good to be our neighbor.
Yeah.
and he, he likes to cook. So
That's great.
the water and the sewer is $4.35 a month.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that's
then there's a maintenance fee, but it's a maintenance fee that it's kind of like a HOA, but we don't have to pay it because it's in with our rent.
okay.
So
Got it.
I have no idea what it is. And then the Garaphones, those great big bottled waters, they're 25, they're what he say, 19 liters each, and they're 25 pesos. So they're like $1.25 a piece. Or we get 4 at a time. So it's like $2.50 a month for us.
Okay.
Okay,
It's about 5 gallons, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. It's those big ones.
Yeah. Right.
Um we have the car, we have the truck, and the yearly insurance is $555 full coverage for the truck.
155.
555 full coverage.
Full coverage. Okay.
Yeah. And when we first came down, we got insurance that we thought was really good. And we were seeing these, big numbers after big zeros. And
Uh-huh.
we were thinking US dollars, but it's all in pesos. So we thought we were really covered well. Well, then once you get here and you start converting your brain into from US dollars to pesos, you realize that we weren't hardly covered at all.
You're getting like $30,000 in coverage or something like that.
It was just dirt. I mean, yeah, and that's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ran into a brand new car, it would
Yeah,
automatically
yeah.
take all your coverage.
So so the next year when we got coverage, Brian upped it quite a bit. So we paid a whole lot more. Like we paid $100 more for like a bazillion dollars more coverage. So it's just one of those things that you learn, but it's like, boy, I wish I had known it before, because we could have been, it would have been, no. And
You would have been stuck with a big bill if you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then in Mexico, the law is everybody is guilty until proven innocent,
Mhm.
not that you're innocent until proven guilty. They will haul everybody. They don't care who you are. They'll haul everybody off to jail if you get in an accident or whatever. You better not leave the scene, you
Yeah.
know.
You can't even touch the car. Like you can't drive it off to the
No,
side.
no, no,
Yeah, it's very
no.
important that anybody who's driving in Mexico, if you get into an accident, do not drive the car off to
Yep.
even if it seems like it's unsafe to leave it there.
Yeah,
It's the law.
just leave it and be nice.
Yeah.
Because you are guilty, even though it was their fault, and it everyone's guilty.
And that's why you
So
need insurance because your insurance is going to fight for you to,
right, right,
to make sure that they don't have to pay. They're really
right,
fighting for themselves.
yeah, yeah. So just be real careful when you bring your vehicle that you look at the pesos and add a whole bunch more zeros. So let's see. Oh, and then he gets the truck detailed about every 3 months, where it gets washed and waxed and all that, and it's like $15 for washing and waxing, and then a total detail is like $38.
Okay.
So, but because we're so close, well, you've got the sun and you've got the sand and you've got the salt air and all that. And I'm thinking, wow, we never detailed it in Minnesota, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But no, here you got to take a little extra care to the outside and stuff. So, and then it gets
See
full
a
of
lot of
sand.
cars with rust and things like that.
A lot of people really take care of their cars here. It's not real rusty, but they seem to really take care of them because
Mhm.
it could be a problem.
Yeah. They don't want to
So,
have to pay for, a new bumper or new.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And then there are some cars. It's like, oh, that's still driving down the road. How does that work? I mean, it's
Sure.
just like, ah. But then there's some really, really nice cars, and it's like I've never seen one like that before. So I mean, it's the gamut of super poor and wealthy. So Mazatlan's quite diverse.
Yeah.
Okay, we pay 300 pesos a week, which is $15 for a maid. That's just, and we don't care if she takes 2 hours or 4 hours. Just
That is
and,
that is the average daily rate for a
yeah,
house cleaner. Yeah.
yeah. I think the av- the average wage for just a worker is like $2 a day, $2 an hour.
Yeah, it's $7 minimum wage a day.
Wow,
And
it just
141 pesos a day. I know it's
yeah.
not a lot, but
No, no. And she just, and we don't have her do the wash, we don't have her cook, we don't have her do the laundry or the dishes. Just sweep the dog hair and mop the floors.
and the human hair every now and then.
Yeah. It's just I just
So
want
she,
it clean, and I don't want to do it.
so she just does the dusting and the mopping and the cleaning of the bathrooms and the kitchen, but
Yep,
she
yep.
doesn't cook, she doesn't shop
Mm-mm.
for you,
Oh
does
no,
laundry.
no, yeah.
Okay.
Just, but that's our preference. I mean, they will do whatever you
Of
want,
course, yeah.
but no, just it's my gift to me. It's just
Yeah.
one of the things that it's just a gift to me. It's like, please, can I have this?
She
So
comes once a week?
once a week.
Okay. You
And
have
then
to provide transportation for her? Does she come
mm-mm,
on her own? Okay.
nope, I don't know how she gets here, and
Okay.
she just does. So
Okay.
um, the vet cost, it's like $15 or free. We've had our vet not charge us because he says I can't fix your dog or I can't do something for your dog. But he's looked at it, he's examined it, and he's like, no charge. We give him something because it's like, really? No, dude.
Yeah.
So our dog got really, really sick. He had
Mm,
major surgery. He was in the hospital for like 2 days. Um,
I'm
he
sorry.
was He was, yeah. Well, it was called sand bladder. It had something to do with he couldn't urinate because I don't know, maybe chasing too many crabs on the beach. I don't know. He got really
Um,
sick, so it was only $150.
wow, for surgery and 2 days
Surgery,
at the vet?
mm-hmm,
That's
yeah,
a that's
and
way more
X-ray,
affordable than other cities in
yeah,
Mexico. Sure.
X-rays, MRIs. I mean, whatever he needed to do. And he went in and he cleaned out the bladder and he gave him drain tubes and the whole 9 yards. It was just like, oh, I can afford to have a dog here, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So, but when he just goes in and he gets his drugs, so the vet will look at him. It's like $15, and we've never had an appointment that we need. I mean, Brian will just take him in and hope he sees him, and there's like, yeah, no problem, just
Yeah. If he has
yeah,
space, he has space.
yeah, yeah.
Does he do home
So
visits?
there are many that do, but we've never asked him. So.
Yeah.
And then when we first got here, they really do siesta here. I mean, it's like you knew about it, but you didn't think about it, But they do. It's like from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. There's nobody in certain professions, and then they'll stay open until like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's different. Dog food's really expensive, but dog food in the States is really expensive too. So, I have a groomer that comes for Sophie, and she's $15 too, and she, cleans her up. Argo doesn't need it, so.
What does
Uh,
what do you spend on dog food, and what kind of dog food do you get?
we get we get some kind of Purina thing, and I think big bags, and Brian pays like 40 or $50 for it.
Okay.
So yeah, both our dogs are really old. So Argo and Sophie are both 12. So,
Mhm. So they get
but
a special kibble.
no,
Mhm.
no,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, that's comparable to, not that I'm saying that that's a good thing or anything, but that's comparable to the U.S.
yeah.
Depending on the size of bag that you're getting.
Unless it's the really expensive dog foods. I mean, like they have a Petco here that okay, just $70 for a bag of dog food. And I
Yeah.
was like, no, no, I'm not, no,
Yep. You're like, I don't
uh,
even spend $70 on me for a bag of
no,
like
no, I
organic
don't.
anything.
Yeah, no, I don't. Medical here, they have as a nice saying, they're called Doc in the Box,
Yep.
and generally they're located next to a pharmacy. And there's all kinds of pharmacies, and there's all kinds of doctors. And to see a doctor, it's like $2 or
Yep.
40 pesos. That's just a general doctor. I don't feel good. He gives you a thorough exam. They take time with you. They're really nice. They're really thorough. And then they just write you a prescription, and you go next door and you get the drugs. Works really good.
Yeah, that's
Um,
excellent.
Specialists uh, are about $40 to $50 a
That's
visit.
without insurance.
That's without insurance. We do not have any kind of insurance. We do have Medicare.
Okay.
So if we need to, we can go back to the States, but we haven't needed to. When we first got here, I got really sick. I got some kind of bacterial infection, who knows from what. Just I was dying. And we we Googled hospital, and it took us to the first hospital that came up. And it was a private one, but we no Spanish, didn't know a soul.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do. So we went in and they took care of me. I was there for 4 days, and it was $3,000.
Did you have any procedures done, or were you just under
No,
observation?
just they hooked me up to IVs and took care of whatever the bacterial infection was. Had a private room and fed me good and slept a lot, and I was just really sick.
Yeah.
So, but we had the money because we had an auction, and so that was our moving money, the
Oh, thank goodness
auction.
you had that. Yeah. Did
So
they
we
ask
had
you
the
for money up front?
$500,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just put it on the card with the money that we had. We had to
Sure.
transfer a bunch of stuff, and we are Charles Schwab. We do not have a Mexican bank account. We don't need it. We're not planning on buying a house. We're not planning on you know going through the banks here. There's just no reason. We have ATM and we have Charles Schwab in the States, and it's just really easy. We did, however, leave our card into one of the ATM machines a little bit too long, and it ate it, and we don't do that anymore.
Yeah. You
That
take it
is,
out immediately.
yeah, we do. Oh, that was like, come back, and we went into the inside of the bank, and they're sorry, it gets chewed up in the machine or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing. So, you're supposed to overnight a card, and it took us about a week. So thank God we both had cards different.
Got it. And then you got that directly to your address in Mexico?
Yes, via FedEx or DX or DHL or one of them. I don't know who delivered it, but yeah. But oh yeah, it'll be there overnight, and we're just like,
Sure, in the States, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, right. Not here.
Yeah.
So sorry, it was in customs or something, and it's like, okay, but we got it. We are right there now. Not
Yeah.
letting it sit there and getting distracted. You watch that card, and when it pops out, you grab it.
Now, a lot of people don't realize, but Charles Schwab is actually a very good bank account to have in the U.S. You don't need to have a brokerage account. You can have a straight bank account. Put your money there. It doesn't charge you any international fees if you use it in Mexico. You can withdraw money, and I think they also reimburse you ATM fees, don't they?
Yes, it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
And then when he gets back to the States, we call him and say, you know, he's going to be in the States, and open up the account for the U.S., you know, as well as Mexico, because I'll be using it here. So they, you know, they're really good about stuff like that. So
how do you pay rent? Do you pay it cash, or do you pay it like you transfer it to your landlord, your rent?
Oh, we pay cash.
Okay. So you do have to make withdrawals at least once a month.
Yes. And I think you can only
other than the time that you got your card.
We've never except they're out. We've got a lot of times the ATMs will be out, and so he'll have to go to different places to get one that's still open. Yeah. Walmart has one. But he generally just goes to the normal bank that's right by Walmart and puts it in, and they usually have money. Yeah, they usually have money.
Somebody wants to know how large the expat community is in Mazatlan.
I just read that it was like it's like 12,000 out of a 700,000 type population. So, and then you get a lot of snowbirds, and then it ups it. So
that's not very few, but I mean, you do need to know Spanish, in your opinion, to really be able to thrive in the community.
No,
okay.
No, because there's an awful lot of Mexicans that want to learn English, and they will go out of their way to learn from you, and you learn from them. So
when you go to a grocery store, you never have a problem.
Oh yeah, but there's always somebody maybe in the aisle who will help you. It's it's like do a lot of pantomiming, a lot of charades.
Sure.
Like hair, you know, show. So, and I have no trouble expressing like that, and they're laughing and giggling and scratching. So hey, I don't have a problem with that. So this is what I want, you know. So, and then you have your phone, and you go click, and you go, what's this? And it'll tell you maybe, you know, what the certain product is if you don't have a clue.
Yeah, it's probably better than not having a single clue, using Google Translate to at least spit out a word that can get the right connotation of what you're trying to ask for.
Right. Yeah. And then it's really funny too, because you think back in the States, and you have all these pictures. You know, you got a can of peas, and so you got a picture of the peas. And in English, you think nothing of it because you're reading it. Well, here, you really have to look for those pictures.
Yeah.
You know, so, and if you're a baker, that's even more difficult because you have no idea what flour is, even though it looks like a bag of flour. It could be a bag of something else. So, it's just, but there's a couple people here that are Spanish. They're locals, they're Mexicans, and they don't mind teaching. I'm taking Spanish from two different ladies here in our complex. Just one teaches it the traditional grammar, because it's female and male, gender based, how you answer. And the other lady is I just want to know the word for this. You know,
and you need to learn practical Spanish. Sometimes the real grammatical stuff is, I'm not saying it's not necessary, but I'm saying practical Spanish should be prioritized.
Well, I'm combining the two, so it's helping.
That's good.
You know, so, because the one is definitely like an English teacher, and the other one's, you know.
The other one's just telling you how to get a leg of like lamb.
So, but it all works together and life goes on. So, and it's different learning experiences, and then it connects eventually. So, yeah. But let's say, oh, phones, people, phones, $10 and up. Mexican phone, $10 and up, and free
You
calls to Canada. And
do you just buy SIM cards as you go, or top up when you run out of
yeah,
data, or do
yeah.
you have a plan?
Um, we don't. We still have American phones because we're still dealing with America stuff.
Okay.
Um, you still need, like, 800 numbers are really hard
To
from a
dial.
Mexican phone.
Yeah.
So
There's a whole other
we're
formula where
yeah,
you have to change the 800 number too, which we do in
right.
the guide, by the way. So,
What?
oh, I'm just letting everybody know that that's included in the guide. It's how
Oh,
to dial different 800 numbers in
yeah,
Mexico from a
yeah.
Mexican.
But I mean, once we become actual permanent and we no longer need our American numbers, um, then we'll just go with the Mexican $10 free calls everywhere. So I I had to have a bone density scan. I walked into the bone density imaging thing and to make an appointment, because in America you have to make appointments for everything. And they said, well, it's $25 and sit right here and someone will come get you. It's
Great.
like, what? What? Oh, yeah. So it was like a 5 minute wait. It was a 15-minute scan. They had the results in 10 minutes, and I walked out for $25. And it's not in English, but I'm smart enough to figure out that everything was fine.
That's
25
great.
bucks.
That's awesome.
25 bucks.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What about
And then
internet?
internet is included in our rent.
Okay, so that answers your question, Senor Mexico 1968. He was
Yeah.
wondering what's included in your rent, or
Yeah.
if internet is included in your rent.
The
Is anything
internet,
else?
just the internet and the maintenance. I don't. I think we pay lights and air conditioning.
That would be
You
part
know.
of your electricity.
Yeah, yeah, and that's dirt cheap, and we have no idea why, and we don't care.
Yeah, don't question it.
I am not classy either, because whoever owns the house is a senior and gets a better rate. I don't know. I have no
Mm,
idea.
mhm.
We are further out of town. Maybe that makes a difference. We're not on the hotel
Yeah, it
corridors.
definitely makes a difference on which neighborhood you live
Yeah,
in.
we're
But
not.
750 is like, I mean, that's like lower than some areas where air conditioning isn't even used. So
Yeah,
that's great.
I don't know. That's what he wrote. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
great.
know. It could be $75, and he just moved the decimal point up. I don't know. Uh,
We'll give everybody an update if Brian
yeah.
says otherwise.
um. And I use the air conditioners are all those mini splits, so we only air condition the room that we're in.
Hmm.
So we don't air condition the whole house. And then we don't turn it on until it gets unbearable.
Okay.
And then we turn it off, sometime early in the morning.
Okay.
So we are conservative,
Sure.
you know. And our kitchen is really small. But these complexes were built as vacation rentals, and a lot of people don't cook when they're on vacation. So
Wow.
they didn't need a big kitchen. So,
And
but
a
we
lot of
don't.
houses in Mexico have small kitchens
They
generally.
do.
Yeah.
They have these huge, wonderful, big, large, extremely extended families, and they have these teeny tiny kitchens. I
Yeah. Look,
don't get it.
it's usually because a house cleaner or a helper is the only one in the kitchen usually. Um,
Oh,
so it's generally speaking, the The
I don't know.
members of the home don't do much cooking. It's only one person, and that person is the only person that needs to be in the kitchen.
Oh, well, yeah, no. No, we both like to be in the kitchen, and it's really not possible. So
Yeah.
it's like a one butt kitchen.
I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, some people might want to know, like, what did you bring with you when you moved to Mazatlan? What did you leave behind?
Oh God, we sold we sold virtually everything.
Okay, good for you.
Um, yeah, we didn't. We just brought clothes, shoes. Oh, bring really really comfortable shoes because everything is a hard surface here. And I noted, and I always went barefoot. You got carpeting, you got wood floors, but here everything is cobblestones or tile or concrete, and my feet started hurting. So you need good comfortable soled sandals because
I see.
it's really. Um, no, I brought some pictures. I brought some memorabilia. I'm a quilter. Oh shoot, only 20% of power left. Um, I'm a quilter, so I brought quilts.
Okay.
How to make quilts. I brought my cutting gear and that kind of stuff. And then, that was another reason why we came, was um, there's only one quilt shop that I know in Mexico, and it's in Mazatlan. So that was my choice.
Okay. Very
So
important.
very important. And then the fishing for Brian. Um, there is uh, there was a publication here called the Pacific Pearl,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll turn that off. There we go. And what I did with the Pacific Pearl was I put some clear tape over the map, and that got us around. And that Pacific Pearl, if anybody wants to maybe buy or be a partner with an established business, the guy that owned it is not doing well. So if anybody is interested in publishing a touristy magazine, people would absolutely love to have it back. Because you'd pick that up in all the hotels, you knew where to go, you knew what to do.
I see.
It had
Pacific Pearl.
schedules. What?
Pacific Pearl magazine.
Yep, yep,
Okay. Post it in the comments for people to know.
yep. And then there's a soccer stadium and a baseball stadium that they just built. So there's all kinds of recreation for all kinds of people. So, and for Christmas present, Brian is buying me a whale watching tour. So that'll be fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
You said that was
So,
the personal friend of his that has a boat, so he's
right,
just
right.
charging you guys for gasoline and maybe a
Yeah,
little tip.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a comment here from Gloria. She wants you to know that she has Skype, and for her 1-800 numbers, there's no charge. So look into Skype. That's also a tip in the online guide, but that's a very good tip, Gloria.
Okay.
If you have a Skype number, you can connect it to your U.S. phone number before you get rid of your U.S. phone number, and then
Okay.
you'll always be able to use that Skype number to dial 1-800 numbers from within.
Oh, hey, that'll work. That'll work.
And it's free.
Yeah.
What about groceries? What do you guys normally spend for groceries?
I think he does about $100 a week, give or take.
Okay. You guys
And
normally go to Mercados or do you normally go to Soriana?
he goes there. He goes to all the major supermarkets, and then he has certain places by the street or on the street that he goes to, and Sam's and Walmart. Yeah.
Whatever has the deals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever. And a lot of times, when the snowbirds come down, then you get more American, Canadian kind of foods, and then when they go back for the summertime, those aren't there on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
So that I noticed that was kind of different. That it's like, well, where'd that go? And it's like, well, the Mexicans don't buy that.
Yeah.
It's not a common thing. Um, and I noticed, I said about the year, there was a time where I kind of wanted to go home. We both kind of wanted to go back to the States, and wasn't because we missed people or didn't like it here or whatever. It was because we missed the familiarity of driving down the same roads and meeting the same people. But once you live here a while, then you get used to the roads, and the roads become familiar, and the people at the grocery store become familiar, and your doctor and your neighbors and your friends, and then it becomes life.
You start building a community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you
And
made
that
many
was,
friends?
yeah, 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 yeah. Brian more so because he's
Yeah.
out more. He goes walking on the beach twice. He goes in the morning. We have a dog, so he takes the dog, and so he's got his beach friends, But he's always taught. I mean, it doesn't matter the language. If there's someone fishing on the beach, Brian will go talk to him.
Yeah. He's
you
not
know, his,
shy.
no. Anybody else, it's like, well, I don't know how to speak the language, but if the guy's fishing, it's a universal language, and he'll just, well, what are you catching, and how do you catch it? And they may not know what they're saying, but they know what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so he's thoroughly enjoyed living here, and
So
so
great.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really great.
Is
Now,
there any,
what about some people will want to know about safety? So in your personal
absolute,
opinion.
absolutely, there are like 7 layers of police here. You've got your tourist police, you got your city police, you got your municipal police, you got your federal law police, you got your state police, you got your, I don't know, they're all over. And they're dressed in black. I can't believe it. Like 100-degree humidity, 100-degree heat. They're dressed in black, and they come off these big trucks with machine guns, and they just sort of spread out like ants, and then they pretend like they're going to shoot somebody or something, and then they all get back in the truck and go down the road. It's just the weirdest thing. But yeah, there's, and don't be afraid of them. I mean, they're just doing their job, but they carry some hardware with them. Boy, you
Yeah.
can,
It looks intimidating for sure,
they
especially
are,
coming from this part of the border to, Mexico, and you
yeah,
see like,
they
10
are
armed
armed to
men.
the
Yeah.
teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and if you know that there's a bank money coming in and out, they are surrounding that bank, and
Mhm.
they are not shy about, they hold their guns down, but yeah, there's nobody going to rob anybody. But yeah, we've felt safe,
That's good.
100%,
Do you
100%.
go out by yourself? Like as a woman, do you feel safe going out and taking, for example, a colectivo by yourself or a
No,
bus?
I don't, because I don't need to go out at night. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't party. No, we don't
Yeah.
we don't do any of that.
What about
So,
during the day? Like, would you feel
oh,
comfortable going
no
out?
problem. No
Okay.
problem. No, no. Before there was COVID, yeah, I'd get on the bus and go. But nah, no.
Never felt
Yeah.
unsafe or like felt
No,
like.
no. Mm-mm,
Well, there you
mm-mm.
have it. Yeah, I know that's a big like, and there. I'm not trying to say there aren't unsafe areas of Mexico. There definitely are, but it's
Oh
a big
yeah.
conception that
Oh,
basically.
there's parts of Mazatlan that, no, don't go there. That's
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
important to know what those areas are too, which is why you need
yeah.
to get connected with somebody locally.
Right, right.
Yeah. So what about, moving back eventually? Do you think you see a future of you ever moving back to the US?
No, no. Mm-mm. No, there, no.
You're
I
happy
don't.
now.
I'm very content here. You
That's
know,
great.
I could not afford to live on our budget in the United States.
Definitely.
I couldn't. We couldn't. And if he died, I definitely couldn't. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, because I can always downgrade into $100 a month house.
hmm If
You
need
know,
be.
if need be. On
Yeah.
on my budget would be totally cut by, I don't even want to go there. Yeah. I could not live in the United States you know.
Yeah, of
On
course.
I would be one of those nomad people living in their car,
It's just
in the
getting so
desert.
expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
we're very happy with the financial move.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
now that you
I mean,
feel community, maybe you feel more at home than at the beginning when you felt,
yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah,
unfamiliarity of it all.
yeah. So, and the drug costs are just so easy, and you just walk in and you get what you need, and yeah,
Yes, I know. I know.
yeah,
So for anybody who's wondering about Mazatlan, we do have some private relocation tour guides that can take you around, show you rentals, show you pharmacies, show you grocery stores, show you these areas, show you where not to go into
yeah,
Mazatlan. And we have them
yeah.
all over Mexico. So again,
Good.
I have a Black Friday special going on. It runs until Monday. In
Okay.
the online guide, you get access to all our private relocation tour guide contact information, along with every contact that we have throughout Mexico for immigration, real estate, rentals, pet transport services, facilitators, you name it, right? So, yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Right. And bring your own electronics too, because everything here in Mexico,
more
electronics
expensive.
is expensive. So,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
all manufactured for the Spanish speaking language too. So if you don't know Spanish, you can't type on your computer.
Yeah, the keyboards
Yeah,
are in a different
different.
setting,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
configuration with all the
yeah,
accents. Did
yeah,
you learn that
yeah.
the hard way?
Well, I'm about out of power, so my
Okay.
phone's only good for a couple
Well,
more minutes,
I
maybe.
really, really want to thank you, Diana. I hope this
Okay.
has been helpful to you guys who are watching. Um, a lot of people, I hope that you see the comments once we're done, Diana. So many people said hello to you at the beginning. I
Oh,
just didn't put it up on the screen. So many people from Ohio, from Seattle, Columbus, uh, Diana, she said, or Denise in Minnesota. So many
hi,
people wanted to
Denise.
say hi to you.
Yeah,
And I want to thank you so much for your time.
yeah. Miss you all and love you all, and yeah, my dog show people are probably like, So yeah, God's a good God, and if you feel like, come to Mexico if you want to. It's be wild and crazy like us. We had no idea. We just got in the truck and came on down.
Not
And every
scary.
time we got on the road and it was like changed into kilometers and everything was in Spanish and it's like, what's that say? And it's like, I don't know.
You got Google Maps now, and you've got all this technology that can help you out so much. It's definitely
Yeah.
not like it was 20 years
Well,
ago.
but we got lost. There was a couple of times and it was like, okay, looks well, okay. What do you
Yeah,
do? You just keep going and it's like, no, this isn't right. You'd have to go back around and yeah, but
that's how
we're
you
that
learn.
kind of people. We're like that. We're just like,
Yeah,
okay. I mean, there was one time we drove into downtown Minneapolis, and it's like, this is not where we want to be. Back up slowly.
yeah. And all the signs are in English there, so it's just a
Yeah,
matter of like figuring out how to get back on the main highway.
yeah. We missed that one. Boy, that was interesting. Good thing it wasn't late at night. But anyway.
Well, I want to thank all of you guys for watching too. Our next live stream is next week. I'll post it on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. Diana,
Yeah.
again, thank you so much.
Well,
And
thank you for having me. And if you want to have me back, hey, I'm open.
yeah, yeah, we'll do it
Yeah.
again. We'll do a
An
2.0.
anniversary.
Yeah, an
Okay.
anniversary. See how you're feeling a year from now. How about that?
Okay, that'll work. That'll
All
work.
right. Happy
Okay.
Thanksgiving. I hope you have a good
Okay,
one.
you too. All right. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.